Awesome. Okay, great. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Newtro. Thanks, Whabbit. Thanks, the creator economy. We're super happy to be here. As in any technology conference, the HDMI is not working, of course. So it will take a couple of seconds, hopefully. OK, so again, thanks for coming. We are the Decentraland community. Basically, every actor of the ecosystem is represented here. Most important are our creators and the community building content in Decentraland. We also have the Decentraland Foundation, the Decentraland DAO, and Regenesis Labs. We're going to do a little bit of like an introduction of what Decentraland is. We're going to be talking a little bit about ways to create content in Decentraland and how our creators are leveraging technology to build experience in the metaverse. But most importantly, we're going to ask them, we're going to ask our creators, our community, how do they like enjoy building in world, and what kind of experiences are they planning to build for our users? OK, so first of all, formal introduction. I'm the executive director of Regenesis Labs, which is the operational company of the Decentraland DAO. And Decentraland is what we call a virtual social world. It's an environment where people can experiment, build experiences, and create connections with others. We've been around since 2017. The first public launch of the Decentraland client, which is the tool our users use to access Decentraland, was launched in 2020. Since then, we've been building new features, hosting events, and iterating in the things that we give to our users. And in 2024, we basically rebuilt the whole platform into an amazing downloadable client that is like super performant with amazing graphics built by the Decentraland Foundations. Since its inception, the client got over 200,000 downloads, so that's a lot. In the last year, we had over 10K scenes deployed in world, almost $2 million transacted into the marketplace, and more than 1 million emotes triggered, right? If you are a virtual world enjoyer, you might know that emotes is the most prominent way in which avatars communicate in world. So I think that reflects the nature of Decentraland as a social environment. Why we're here, why we are in DevConnect? Well, because Decentraland as a project is a project that it's built on top of Ethereum and layer 2's Polygon, so people can basically build and deploy content in lands that are NFTs, and also use wearables and emotes that are represented in their avatars, and they're also available on the blockchain. I don't want to get into a lot of details, because as we were saying, we want to talk with the creators. I want to introduce Juan Pasutti here, Dr. Krillo, for the community members who knows him. He's a developer relationships manager at the Decentraland Foundation. He will talk a little bit about how our creators are building with the tools that we provide as the ecosystem, and he will introduce our amazing community here. So, Juan, thanks so much. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Gino. Yes, as Gino said, I am the DevRel here at the Decentraland, and a lot of things have gone through the last year regarding opportunities for creators. Our Creator Hub was launched, which is the software that is used for creating scenes in the Decentraland. It has been a huge amount of features that have been launching, and all of them have been almost only regarding how to give more opportunities to creators to easily build in the ecosystem, trying to easily integrate with AI and different tools like Blender for 3D. So the idea here is basically talking a little bit more about what the creators are doing in the ecosystem. So I will continue for presenting them. We have here Carlos Muñoz, a big clap for him. He is amazing, an amazing wearable builder. You might already know what wearables are, but basically are clothes that you can use inside the Decentraland and you can commercialize inside the ecosystem too. We also have Lazaro and Mafin from Impossible Studios. They have an amazing community called the Chiri Storytelling. They will let us know more about that in just a while. And we also have Glamchain from Shifi community. She's quite new into the ecosystem, but she has built amazing things using AI for a hackathon, and I am just doing a little spoiler alert here, but we are going to get into the details in just a while. So thank you very much for joining, everyone.
Awesome, great. Okay, let's start with glamchain. She's, I think, the newest addition to the community. Yeah. I will share a little bit of what you've been building lately. But please tell us, like, who you are, how did you get into Decentraland, what you've been building?
Hello, everyone. So I'm glamchain. My first contact with Decentraland was like 2021. I'm a fashion designer, so I went there to see a fashion show. But I just went there, saw the fashion show, and never go back. And I don't know, maybe in June, I started like every day. I'm a Decentraland, so if you want to find me, I will be there. And I had this huge opportunity to participate in the hackathon. I will be talking to you a little bit more in a few minutes.
Awesome, great. What about Impossible Studios? What about Cheery and the Impossible Dimension?
What do you want to know? Where do we start? I think we share the same. Like, how do you start in the Decentraland? Chilling there because you need it, because you are looking like your virtual space and you are a virtual person. I'm laughing because we do the same. Like, we knew everybody just chilling there and being there. Like, you know, the Sims people, the ambiente que you play like these social games, and we are like that and find out a space like that and people like that enjoy that. And it's your turn.
Well, we both start also making stuff in Decentraland with that fashion stuff. I made a skirt. After this one, I made this skirt by myself, and then I made a crazy version, crazy virtual version of this skirt in the Decentraland, and I never stopped. Lazaro made his chiri slippers. There are a little bit similar to these Crocs. Yeah.
You can see here also people from the community and stuff that we do in the world that we are building. Because we build the Impossible Dimension that where Chiri lives, and now also where everyone in the Decentraland can live and go to chill. Now you can see the forest. That's like the part of the neighborhood. And for example, we invite artists like Bosque Gracias that you just saw, and we are making interviews or collaboration in world. Party a lot. That's a lot of what we do, and we love to do when streaming. Talk to people and party.
Because we we love to stay in the computer and hang online.
Yeah, a friend asked us the other day because we were sharing what we create, and also with Carlos, and he was like, "How you do?" No, we just are there all day, and when we have time to rest, we go again, but to play. Like, you build it, you build your world, and then when you can rest, you go inside and chill and meet people and keep building and collaborate. Everything happened because you are there organically, chilling, and that's how everything happened for us, at least.
Awesome. Go ahead. What about you, Carlos?
Nice. Okay, my name is Carlos Muñoz. I am based here in Buenos Aires, and I started working on Decentraland in 2020. I started working on some freelance projects like Malavia Town, Malavia Uploads, that was a building based on a real building that was Malavia Town. and after that in a mini game, Pirate Shower, and after that I worked for 2 years in Golfcraft. That was a very amazing project and amazing video game. And then I started working on different freelance projects, like in the video you can see the DiscoCat project, that is a vodka brand. it's crazy. And I participate in a lot of contests. I create wearables for Coco Bay and for another communities. And now I am working a lot on the Creator Connect project that I love this project. It's amazing. The buildings we are creating are amazing. And that's all. Yes, I love to work in Decentraland.
Awesome. That's great. Okay, I would like to start with a hot take because panels are the most boring format of conferences if people do not disagree or there's some hot take. So what do you guys keep building in the metaverse in 2025, like in virtual worlds? What like hooks you up there?
Why are you looking at me? It's like we found today, or like nowadays, like talking from the Web3. Like we all know that everything changes so fast every time, and you're like, yeah, I found my place. Then everything changes. Now you have to move and readapt and readapt. And for example, when we found Decentraland, everything felt more real. Like now you can find real people that love to be in the virtual world, and like it's like today, it's like more organic, and it's like now we felt more comfortable and no pressure. Just you want to be here. No, it's not like you are looking for something. You just want to be here, and being there, we found people that do that, and then I don't know, a lot of things also started to change in the whole ecosystem. And now, for example, we can use more new technologies to connect at least how we are planning our brand. Like we were planning our brand since the beginning, and now the technology is like, is ready, can I say ready? But now we can do what we were dreaming of doing, mixing the virtual and the physical. And now we found in Decentraland also the community, like the kind of people like us that enjoy, like consume this for real. Hey, Kim. And we want to keep building because we just started and we just find everything we need. And we are also learning a lot. And
we're making emotes now and learning, as Lazaro said, learning a lot and having lots of fun and bringing all of our friends to the Decentraland because we want to hang out. I love it.
We want to bring what we do. It's like, oh, we always hanging somewhere, and now we have some new place to hang, and now we are like looking at our friends, like, come here to hang with us. And I think a lot of friends from the community are also connecting now with the Decentraland because some of them were in the same position, like looking for something very specific, and then you find it and you start to build what you were hoping to do.
Amazing. And Carlos, do you want to add something of what you think, why you are still building in the metaverse on 2025?
Yes. Yes, I think it's a good opportunity to build because you can connect with another people. I love the social interactions in Decentraland. For example, some weeks ago, I released a tutorial with Mary Shark, for example, and the people loves that, and all the people say, "Oh, I love the tutorial, I love this," and I think it's amazing because we are creating and we love to create, but it's like a social media in some aspect, different to another social medias, but it's crazy because it's a game, but you can interact socially with another people, and the part of meet people in the real world is amazing for me. It's I don't know.
So for me, I'm not still because I started building in 2025. Mostly, I really like, but I feel like we are really aligned with the future. Maybe it can seem strange right now, but a lot of things that we are doing right now, we are I never thought that could happen before. So I really like it, and I just forget everything that I was gonna say. But I feel like it's exactly it's a social media, and first I can like express myself, and I can build anything that in my mind, and I think it's a I don't know way in a creative way an expressive way, and I think we'll get there in a moment. Like metaverse will not be, oh, why you're doing this. It's like it's normal. It will be our reality.
That's great. That's great. Amazing. Thank you very much. So let's start with some questions, guys. Let's see what you have to say. But I want to know what first you brought into the space. What was the reason you came into Decentraland in the first place? I mean, there are a lot of different platforms to build in. Why Decentraland? Why Decentraland? That's the question. Maybe Carlos, do you want to take it?
Yes. In fact, I started working on video games in 2012 for Google Play especially, and I worked in, I don't know, maybe 7 or 9 video games. And when I started working on projects on Decentraland, I think this is amazing because I think it's different that create for example, another platforms like Google Play, for example, because you have more interaction with the community since the beginning, and I think you can create relation with another people, have new friends. I don't know. It's totally different, and I love to create 3D models, animations, etc. But Decentraland, I feel that Decentraland adds another layer. It's not just the content; it's the interaction with another people.
I love that. I love that. And Glamchain, do you want to add something?
Yeah, so first I was thinking about fashion. Then I was reintroduced to the Decentraland by Shifai. I don't know if everybody knows about Shifai. You should know. It's amazing. I recommend for all girls here. But I stayed because of the community. You know, everyone there is so nice, and I could find myself. I don't know. It's a space. You can be anything. You don't need to even be a human. You can be anything.
That's great. Amazing.
I think that's a nice point, right? Like this idea of starting to create with the help of a community, right? Like you don't feel that you're alone. So maybe Carlos, when we were out of the stage, was talking about that. Like that's the easiest way to learn. So there's something that you want to share with that? Like how did you started learning?
How I started learning in Decentraland.
Yeah, learning building, learning creating content with the community.
Yes, I started learning in YouTube, some tutorials, and the documentation. I feel the documentation is very clear in general, and I worked previously in 3D modeling. Then with my background was easy to start creating, and I think for example, if when you start using the Creator Hub, for example, is very easy because you can use presets and yes, I think the barrier to start creating is not complex. It's not difficult.
Adding on top of that, you also mentioned that you do tutorials. So you were learning before from YouTube maybe, and now you are creating content for other community members to be also learning. No, that's amazing and that's huge. I think that's a great point from DCL too. So thank you very much. It's amazing.
Yes, I want to comment about this because yes, we have a lot of tutorials and content and documentation in general in English, but we have a big community of Spanish people. It's not Spanish, Hispanohablante.
Like Spanish speaking. Yeah.
Spanish speaking, yes. And I started creating tutorials in Spanish because I think it's very important because in the democratization of the knowledge. Yes.
Amazing, amazing. I love it. Lazaro or Mafin, do you want to add something? You don't need to if you don't want to. But, what are you aiming on creating in the future in the Decentraland, in the near future, let's say?
Spoilers.
Everything.
We love spoilers. Now we can spoiler. ¿Quieres empezar? A ver. Y a mí también. Yo por ahí digo de más. Bueno, if you want to know more than more, go to the streaming every Friday. That's where I spoil everything. Bueno. So, we also love it when we started because of the wearables. Also from the side of fashion, from the side of being people that create 3D stuff, but it's not the same, and that's where we encounter a new world that it's kind of, it's not the same than when you want to design something 3D and render it. It's like now you have to optimize, think about a gamified kind of optimization. That's what we discovered. So we discovered that, you know, when you are a kid and you're, I want to learn 3D and I want to make clothes for people to use in virtual, but how you get there? And we get there thanks to the Decentraland. And I think, yes, most of it because of the fashion weeks. A few, because that's when we started to participate and collaborate. I remember first with Nouns, and so that's when the explosion began. And now we are planning everything. For example, in the weekend, we talk about the hackathon? We were in a hackathon that we created an app for you, so you can, it's called the Chiri app. You can connect, for example, now we are doing physical wearables, and you will find, for example, this skirt in the virtual world. And with this app, you will be able to scan the chip in the skirt, the NFC chips, and you will be dropped the wearable in the Decentraland or stuff like that. Or you can unlock a new part of Chiri's world that is growing, because every stream we make the world bigger. And you ask, what are we planning? And that's just a little part of the world. We will probably keep expanding until apocalypse or the sun explodes. No, because it's what we wanted to do always, create and live it.
Yeah, create, connect, enjoy, share with friends, share the knowledge, well, connect with the community always. I love it.
I would like to tap into the topic of the barrier of entry, because building experiences in virtual worlds, it's pretty complex. You have to have a pretty mixed skill set, right? You have to code, you have to have the creative vision. You also have to know how to model something. But I don't know if you heard about this, but there's a thing called AI, which is getting pretty popular nowadays. And glamchain participated in the last hackathon, building experiences mostly with AI. So I would like to ask her, like, what was your perception of the barrier of entry to building content in world?
Amazing, amazing, because I'm not a technical person. I don't know how to code. I had my days with Blender, but I don't know. I mostly create clothes, and for this thing, I created like a whole forest. It was a haunted forest because of the Halloween, and I was able like to create everything that I had in my mind, like in just a few lines of prompt, and so easy, so quick. I know I have to. There's some 3D artists here. It's not the same. The quality is not the same yet, but it really helps. Like you put everything in your mind, like in the world. And it was amazing. I was able to make animations and creating like ghosts and everything, sounds just with AI. And I was telling them I love it because for me, like I was just getting started in Decentraland, I'm pretty new, and with with the help of AI, I was able to create a whole world, a whole scene, a total experience. I could do anything that I had in my mind. It was amazing.
Amazing, amazing. Adding up on that, regarding the Creator Hub and AI and how we implement both things together, lately there have been some amazing features going out. In your scene, in case you want to use the SDK, and you are not only using the UI, for example. And once you have Cursor AI open, one thing that is also great is that for any one of you that might be already familiar with this, we have a big DCL context folder inside the project. So that means that you are building with an SDK, right? And Cursor AI already has a lot of context of how to use the SDK, how to implement new features that are coming all the time. And you have all this kind of context super updated, let's say, so you can create things and prompt the AI, and it will know already some of that. So I hope you enjoyed the process, glamchain, with that.
Yeah.
What about you, Carlos? Do you want to add something?
About AI?
Yes, I mean,
or in general?
I mean, with AI, have you used in the past for creating?
Yes, but in general, I use AI for concept art, for example, and in the code, when I need to change the code in a Creator Hub, in some cases, I can find a way to resolve some function, and I use AI. Yes, and I love to use this. Yes.
That's great. That's great.
It's useful.
Regarding other platforms, let's say, what do you think that are the differences? Most of you have built in other platforms too. So what's the difference for building in this platform compared to others? Both good things or bad, if you have to share with us. Can
Yes.
go also with you?
Yes. Yes, I have experience in the Decentraland and the Sandbox and Hyperfy. And I feel a special aspect of the Decentraland is you have the open world. You can connect all the scenes in the same place. But for example, in my experience in the Sandbox and Hyperfy, it's like the worlds in the Decentraland, like separated places, and you can't connect one place to another place. And I feel this is the most, for me at least, is the most important difference, and is the part to be strong in the Decentraland. I love this because, yes, again, the social, the interaction, etc.
well, but maybe it's not always all positive. Do you think that there's something that it's lacking on the platform that could be improved?
Um, Maybe will be useful if you can use Decentraland in mobile devices. Maybe not the complete experience, but a basic experience I think will be useful in mobile devices or iPad, etc., and on tablets. I think I want this. And in some cases, I think the people have problems with the Web3 part to to create a MetaMask wallet and etc. I don't know. Maybe this is a barrier to to get uh, to find more users and yes to grow in up the community.
That's a big take. That's a big take. Lazaro, maybe you as Impossible Studio have something to add?
Oh, oh. And with AI or everything?
Building in other platforms, basically, your experience building in other and what you feel.
Yes. See, because from years we wanted to do this, like have a virtual space and expand there with the impossible dimension. And we tried, for example, on Cyber. I don't know if you remember on Cyber. The other one, but they were like kind of like you say, they are not like everybody in the same place or yes, nifty. And also they changed it. Some of them like just went down or changed something and then go down. And we are like looking always a place. And when we found Decentraland, also we learned a lot on how you have to build like for a place like this. And yes, we will love also the phone app. We are waiting for it. And yes, at the Decentraland wallet, like for example, I want to say to my sister, hey, take this link and go to our world and you have to see it. And without explaining everything, just they go in and connect. It will be cool. So my mom can see what I do. And they always ask, like, but what do you do, guys? How do we explain we create worlds so people can chill? And also we want to encourage, queremos alentar a nuestra gente que do 3D, and because we are always, people that do 3D, siempre está buscando qué hacer con eso. Like you learn 3D for 10 years, what now? I heard this is a very nice thing, but well, we want to encourage our artist friends, our Web3 artist friends. I mean, ya estamos haciendo esto siempre, un poco molestos ahí, siempre bien pesados, pero porque we feel like we really can create something with your 3D knowledge and create the ropita que you wanted in your head, the house, because it's a lot of es más que nada siempre por la experiencia. O sea, Diego, the feeling, vivirlo ahí. Because we do that. I mean, I create a very big forest. We put a lot of plants that we love and stuff. And then you go in and chill and go around. Maybe you are like half. But it's for that. For example, when you meet with the fan, with the group, and it's like, oh, what are you wearing today? Oh, I found this, I found that. Go, te mando el link para que lo compres. Está en oferta. It's like the same thing we do already, but online.
No, I just want to add, I don't know, because Decentraland has the smart wallet, right? You can just enter it with your email. I don't know if it's a new thing. I don't know if you want to buy things, you need a MetaMask. So I think it's not. When I saw this, I was really happy because we can see that they are thinking about onboarding Web2 people. And I think it's getting easier. It's not there yet. Going into the questions, what can get better at Decentraland from my experience. So I am a fashion designer. Why I'm not doing fashion at Decentraland? Because of the fee. I have to pay a fee that is too much for, I don't know, I'm from Brazil, and $100, it's too much for me. I believe in Argentina too. So I think maybe thinking about this, it would be really nice.
Nice. Regarding onboarding and Web 2/Web 3 login options, currently, I think almost 80% of our logins are coming from Web 2 social logins. So I think it's a nice way, a nice opportunity of onboarding people that comes from Web 2 into like Web 3 concepts. So yeah, I think it's a good take. Okay, I mean, I would like to ask, and this is like to start closing the panel. This is more like a philosophical question, but I would like to hear from you guys who have been creating for years. Like, how do you foresee the future of like digital presence, like in virtual worlds? Because you've been mostly talking about expression, right? About clothes, about meeting new people, about attending to the same places. And it looks like we are all slowly moving towards sharing these virtual environments together. So how do you see the future? Or what do you like to see in the future? Or what wouldn't you wouldn't like to see in the future regarding our digital lives in virtual spaces?
We're looking to find more interconnection between ERL and URL. That's it.
Yes, and darte. Bueno, no, just keep.
Glamchain?
What I see in the future, right? Yeah, as I said, I think we are on the right path. I think that with the technology getting better, as they say, like, I would love to get on Decentraland at my phone. It would be amazing. So, sorry about data. No, okay. So and I forgot everything. Sorry, guys.
Lazaro just remember what.
Yeah, that happened to me, and now I remember what I wanted to say. No, a lot of things, but for example, the fee, that's a problem for us. So we kind of find a way. How can we, so we try to collaborate, try to find, how you say, cuando hay un evento, hay una open call, and the open call, for example, helped, like some time ago, there was an open call, and the fee was free because you can participate free. So your first wearable is free, it's inside, everybody loved it, everybody know it, and it's like, oh yes, and people say, te dice cosas lindas por las cosas que haces, because it's not everything in your computer building in Blender. Then you expose yourself, and like 5 people with the wearable you did, and you go inside like very dissociated and get in, you just log in and everybody's, hey, hi, you did it, hi, él lo hizo, ella lo hizo, hola, hola. And you're like, what? And people say nice things, so you say, so my wearables are nice, I can keep building, I can keep, this funciona, it's real. And then you find another open call, or there's an open call for a world, and now you can build a world. That was kind of a way that we tried to do to make it easier to get in, for example. And now also from the AI, we couldn't be alive because we don't know. I say this because we don't only use AI to build 3D or to help us build 3D. Also sometimes we also use it. For example, we train an AI with a lot of the documentation, with Decentraland, with Blender, with the thing that you need to know. And sometimes you are just very trabadísimo con algo, and you don't know how to solve it, and you just talk like you talk to a friend, for example, very silly, but At the beginning, we didn't know about the colliders. Like, colliders is a stuff that exists in games. And when you make 3D stuff just for render, you don't know about that. It's an invisible thing that it's there for people to just pump in, and the program knows that. And I discovered that, for at least me, asking to the AI, what this happen? I mean, ¿por qué pasa esto? ¿Qué pasa? Decime, no entiendo. Really, just, no, I don't know even what to tell you because I don't understand. And just tell me everything, or stuff like that, or when you need like a specific detail, because how many polygons can I use in these shoes that I want to make? I also say this because documentations sometimes are very hard for me, and I get lost. Even I know it's beautiful, but if I am not in my day of understanding a lot of words, I can do it. So I go to the AI. Can you remind me the specific part?
Awesome.
Gino,
Carlos? Yeah.
you asked about the digital experience.
Yeah,
the
digital presence. Yeah.
In, I want to say, for me, it's this topic because I feel in general our social presence in Meta products or Google products or I don't know Twitter X now. You don't have the control of our presence in internet, and I feel that the privacy, our data, yes, is not important for the companies, or is important in relation to the earnings for the companies, and I feel that in this case, Decentraland or Ethereum, etc. In this case, with the decentralization, our data, our privacy are very important, and I think this is a very important aspect for the future. And I'm not sure. I feel that the future is very dystopic with, I don't know, two people, Elon Musk and Zuckerberg, and 3 or 5 people have the data of the entire world, and I don't like this. I hate this. And I am a Linux user, and I love the open source, and I love the blockchain, Decentraland, etc. And as a Linux and open source user, I think this is very important. It's important now, but in the future will be more. Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Super important. Yeah. We're gonna first do like a closing of the panel, and then we can do some questions. Okay, so Juan, do you wanna shield something? Do you wanna say something to the creators here and the creators that are on the audience? Like, what's coming up next? What are we thinking for the future?
There was a little video over there about the Music Fest. That's the big event that is coming. It's from the 3rd to the 9th of December, so everyone can join. Please come. And I think it was Lazaro that was pointing out people to onboard in the Decentraland if they are 3D modelers, for example, or devs. I am the DevRel. You can always reach out to me if you have technical questions, but the community is amazing. The community is so big, and I have seen all this, let's say, all this collaboration between people that they don't even know their faces in real life, and they are helping each other to grow their experiences. Regarding what is coming, well, sorry?
No, sorry.
So what is coming, we are having DSP modeling, let's say processing, that's digital signal processing, that will be letting you interact with music in a much more complex way that it's possible now. I think that's one of the biggest things regarding experiences and how this interacts with your scene, basically. And we are going to keep on polishing all these new features that came out in the Creator Hub during the next month, because, of course, features once are launched, and the community start finding bugs, and we start fixing them, and we try to polish them until the point they are amazing. So we are going to be concentrating on that. And if you want to build, and if you don't have the land, but you have a project, also, you can reach out to me. I will share if any one of you after this wants to talk with me about that. We can discuss ways on getting you started in case you need to break the ice.
Amazing. Yeah, from my side, I'm happy to announce that we are working on a mobile version of Decentraland. So 3 out of 4 creators mentioned that. I think that's important. That's one thing. Another thing is that we are going to be continue doing like hackathons and game jams. The last hackathon that we did in October, I think it was pretty good. So we are doubling down into that. And hopefully by the first semester of next year, we're going to have a new version of the grants program. So that's something that it's super important for creators to start building and to kickstart projects financially. So follow socials and be on top of the news that we are launching. Okay, any closing thoughts before the questions? Anything you would like to add?
I would invite everyone who's never been on Decentraland. It's amazing. I mean, you can party on your pajamas and like dancing all night long without doing nothing. I'm over 30, so it's really, really it's amazing for me. It's a community is awesome. It's really easy to start building. You can ask questions for them. They are amazing.
Great.
I want to add that my mom loves to see the streaming. She really loves it.
All right. Okay, is there any questions, any comments? Like you had one. Yeah, shoot. It's another one there.
Yeah, I have a question for you. What do you think was like when you start, when everything started in Decentraland? How did you get this community, huge community? What was the magic besides that? You know, like because it's a new world, everything new. What was the magic behind and that it's continuing? You know, what happened that engaged people with Decentraland?
I wasn't there. I'm not that old. But I think it's the idea. Like the idea. It's a nice idea. It's compelling. It connects with what, like the sense of community that we want to have. So I think, at least this is from my point of view when learning about the project. I don't have like the magic recipe. But I think it's all about that. It's like a simple idea that works.
Maybe I can give my own experience. I was part of the community before being part of the foundation, and I was trying to learn some game development. I was trying to find different places to build in. I had a friend that was really into Decentraland, and he got me in there. And when I got in there, I was building my own scene in the Creator Hub using the SDK like a normal developer. I have like a normal developer background. And I was like building on my own, alone, like a typical developer, just building my scene in Decentraland, trying to learn from the SDK, etc. And once I came to an event, a community event, and at that moment, people started talking to me directly. I mean, they started asking me questions about where I was coming from, what I was doing there, if I was new. I started receiving wearables and emotes. And I think as Gino said, I wasn't part of the foundation at the beginning. I wasn't in the Decentraland in 2017, of course. But I think it's that sense of community that you have in there, and you get contagious of it, and you start replicating the same. Because you start understanding that people around you know stuff that you don't, and you know stuff that they don't. And you start sharing, and I think it's also great for learning development in general, or game development. If any one of you is interested in that kind of thing, you can learn a lot of concepts, building scenes, and having fun and making friends too. That's my take.
Nice. I think there was a question over there.
You talked about the future before, and I have a question because every time I try to go into the virtual worlds in general, they are always like this. You are talking about community and the sense, and even seeing the colors that Decentraland have, and like the life there, it's amazing. And my question is, I would love to have like other utilities other than gaming. I don't know if that's your point, but I love like meta worlds in a way, but I always find them like too cold and distant, and I'm like just an avatar. And I would love to have like a virtual world, but where I can not only like make art and play games, but I don't know, I use like an organizer for my work, where you can see people like moving through the office, and like, okay, he's working with her and they are making a team, and like for a work, a job thing. And I would love to know if Decentraland has like an idea of expanding the possibilities in Decentraland, even like other than games and wearables and stuff.
Well, there is already a lot of things going on in the Decentraland that is not only about game development. For example, these communities, let's say gatherings and all this sharing, sometimes you don't know how to build your scene because you are not a game developer, but in your scene you just want to do a party, right? You just want to stream a music, or at least put some music in, or even there are people that use it as an, let's say, a real office, like people that you need to talk to, and you need to go into their specific building to talk to them there. And there are already a lot of experiences that are built that way. So yes, it's a great blend between, let's say, socializers and game developers and 3D modelers, where, as I said, we all have our own experiences and our own tools, let's say. And there is also, well, Creator Hub is really easy to create a simple scene in case you want to use it as an office, let's say, and you want to do your meetups there. It's super easy to do a voice chat, for example, and gather around with the people that is in your scene. You can have your community, and that can be also part of let's say, a professional environment, or just a group of friends, let's say. Not only game developers, that, of course, it's part of the community, but not only that, if that answers your question.
¿Puedo add something?
Yeah.
Of course.
No, I was going to say, so the possibilities are like unlimited on Decentraland. I thought that you have like, as you said, you have to build it, and you have to like have your, I mean, I can build whatever I want there. Like, if I know how, can I make like my office there, like for real? I can use it like for whatever I want.
Yes, exactly. Of course, you will need to own a parcel or a name that gives you a world, which is like an island inside the Decentraland world. So you would need to purchase a name or have some parcels in there. But once you have that, it's as easy as even the Creator Hub has like scene templates that you can use. You don't need to be a Blender user to create those. And they are amazing. They have a lot of functionalities. You can even have a streaming setup directly to you. And it's super easy to set all up and be streaming that.
Right.
No, quiere decir que hay muchas funcionalidades nuevas también, a lot of new functionalities that we are actually talking like entre las comunidades, because, for example, something that I didn't know that existed, like some new, I don't know the name, but for example, someone developed something that you can create quests, or create something that even you can connect with other communities and other worlds. So for example, we want to do something that you physically, virtually, you need to, like, for example, people go somewhere and pick something and do something, and that unlocks something, and you can do something else, and that also is real. And me enteré de eso hace poco, así que we are planning stuff to do events and streams interconnecting with other communities using that kind of tools. Or even now, como dijiste, como start to think what other things are posibles to create And there's a lot because see, it's not only game. It's like what can you do with code? What can you do? I don't know. I have to say also that I am a fan of Glam and Carlos, and we also made a lot of stuff. We are working in something with Carlos, and I learned a lot of this with him and new things that you could do. And also I want to add that sí realmente es fácil. Es muy difícil tal vez para uno que no sabe, but it's really easy because a lot of people in the community know. And really, like, I ask Grillo 1,000 questions and every time, and if it's 4 in the morning, maybe he can answer. I go to another person in the community. I'm sorry. I have a lot of questions always, and I go to someone. Always there's someone that knows, or someone that knows someone that knows. And if you are like just in the computer a lot of time, you can learn.
Really quickly, another is use case. Shify, it's basically a course, and at the end of the course, it would be nice to have a prom. And there are girls and non-binary folks from all over the world, and on the Decentraland, we were able to have our prom. Like, everyone went there, like, with our clothes, and we party, and Maggie was there talking to us, and it was really nice, and a way for us to connect.
Right, one last question. The last one.
Yeah, you made me think when you asked about the future of digital presence. I'm not a user, but listening to them made me think that you seem to embrace what social media was about at the beginning, self-expression and hanging with friends. Now, with all the bots, forced monetization, and all that kind of fake interactions, do you feel that it's an opportunity for the platform to get new people enjoying themselves there?
I think that it's something that we were talking out of stage with Lazaro. Like, after the hype, I think the community has started growing more organically, let's say. And like, of course, there are bots everywhere. That's for sure, right? But I think that in Decentraland, when you interact with others, you can assume that you're interacting with a real person. At least that doesn't happen in X for me anymore, right? But you can at least assume that there's someone there on the other side talking with you and expressing with an avatar and wearables and emotes and everything. Yeah, I mean, I see this happening no matter why. I would like to our digital lives to not happen only in places as restricted and as corporate as like Meta or wherever, right? So that's my vision.
I want to say something about bots and weird people online. Something good about it, I feel, for example, in Decentraland, it's like you already know, ya hay un ambiente, están tus amis, tu grupito, like your group of people. And when something weird happens, that you see, this is a bot, or this is a person that just wants to molestar and like don't do bad stuff, immediately, like, we know each other and the people that is real, and immediately everyone is like, hey, what's up? Like when you're in a party, very chill, and someone starts to mess around, everybody is very conscious and, no, what is happening here? No, hey, ¿qué onda? Well, like, I like that because sometimes it's very uncomfortable. And when people know that they are anonymous, they do whatever. And I like, because I am very, also, I don't know, sensible, and I don't want hostile stuff. And sometimes I felt that we are chilling, something happened, and very fast, everyone is like, yo, don't, and I like it.
Yeah, we love that you can actually ban that molesting people or bot or anything from a specific scene, a specific place from the Decentraland. That's really cool.
Awesome. All right. Thanks so much. We're over the hour.
Thank you.
It's been amazing. Thanks for the invitation. Thanks. Toik is showing the MOI client. Thanks, Toik. Thanks so much. Thanks, the creators. Thanks, everyone involved in organizing this. And see you in World.
We
Thank
have
you.
presents for you.
Awesome. Wow.
Yes, we have presents. Thank you, thank you.
Come to DCL.
Okay.